Hiya Jim. Right, this is a 32 panel machine stitch ball. There's the valve hole, so we always start off from the furthest point away. So we find the furthest point away. Look to see which you think is the best panel to open. If you can see any of your stitches, by all means that's where you start. So I'll start there, so just squeeze that panel, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing there, just so that that stitching along that panel is nearest to you. And just gently, just cut on the first stitch. You have to be very gentle, make sure you don't cut into the leather. You can hardly see it from where you are, where the camera is, Jim, but I'm just doing one at a time, just gently, one at a time. And you can see where I've slightly opened it up there, which then exposes the threads easier for you, the next thread. So gently cut on that one, then the next one. Just be very, very careful to say that you don't cut into the leather. Now with that one now, I'm inside that panel, as you can see. So I just manoeuvre it with my fingers so you expose on the next panel the first stitch, and then the next one. Just gently, as I say, just cut one at a time. Try pulling with that finger as you're holding between your knees. Try to pull that panel slightly, don't rip it, just so it exposes the thread, the next thread. Each time just slightly pull it with your right hand. Now as you can see, I've done those two panels there and there. Now I'm on to the third one now. As I said, you'll see, can you see that thread there, Jim? You can see it's exposing that thread. Excuse me, Jim. Hello? Can I phone you back, Jack? I'm busy. Pardon? No. I'll phone you back, I'm on the... Right. Sorry about that, Jim. Right, so we're on the third panel now. So I'm just gently pulling it to expose the next thread. Cut on that one. And as you can see, every time now, with pulling, it exposes the thread, so it's a lot easier for you to cut. Now I've opened 3 panels there, Jim, so I can get into that, into the ball. You might have to do 4 to begin with. Once you're into it, it's just the same thing. Take the bladder out, find out what the fault is, clean all the stitch holes out, and then put the bladder in, new bladder if necessary, and then start to restitch. And once you start to restitch, stitch it up, about 3 stitches, that's all, and then tie it off, and then start from the other side, from the other end, and work up to the finish there. But with a machine stitch ball, you'll find that the holes are very, very tiny, very, very close together. What I suggest you do is miss one on either side every so often. So we'll stitch, like you stitch those 2, then the next 2 if you can, and then miss one on either side. If you can do every one, great, but you'll find that, you know, they're very close together, that they could easily rip when you're pulling, when you're tightening the stitches up. So try and miss one every so often on either side until you get right to the end. So doing it that way, Jim, missing one on either side, but make sure you don't miss one on one side and then forget to miss one on the other side. Otherwise, when you get to the end, you'll be lopsided. So try that, Jim. If there's anything wrong or you know you can't do it, just let me know. Okay, thanks, Jim.